Today on Game Talk Live, we dissect the business of cosplay. From partnerships to Patreon and everything in between, cosplayers are using multiple avenues to turn their hobby into a viable career. Let's suit up. Happy Monday, everybody. I'm Mandy Roman, and welcome to Game Talk Live, where we discuss the biggest video game news of the day, live with help from our chat audience. Joining me now are three expert guests to discuss these gaming topics and more. First up is Stella. Stella Chuu is a professional cosplayer from Los Angeles. She builds incredible costumes from your favorite anime, video games, and comic books, and travels the world to promote geek culture. You can also catch her streaming 5 days a week while she creates her costumes from scratch. Hi, Stella.
Hi.
Also joining us today is Krix, the owner and lead artist of Volpin Props, a studio that specializes in making replicas of video game, fantasy, and real-world props. Hi, Harrison.
How you guys doing?
Good, thanks. Also joining us today is Becka Noel, a costume designer and has been cosplaying for 7 years. She is known internationally for her mashup cosplay groups and is a designer for McCall's Pattern Company. Most recently, Becka was a cast member on Sci-Fi's Cosplay Melee, and she currently teaches armor and prop making workshops at Manhattan Wardrobe Supply. Hi, Becka.
Hi.
Hi. All right, guys, let's get started. Once a rare occurrence to find someone cosplaying at a convention, there are now a large portion of attendees dressing up as their favorite characters. For some, it's a hobby or passion project, while others aspire to make it a career. So how does cultural acceptance of cosplay in the mainstream affect the way it's viewed as a profession? Stella, why don't you start us off?
Well, it's definitely so much different than it was back in the day, because back in the day, no one understood what cosplay was or even fathomed that it could become a profession. And it's still not necessarily a profession yet. I mean, I wouldn't call going full-time for like the last year or two technically a profession. I would say let's wait like another 10 years until we can really decide whether or not this is viable. But for now, because of the internet, because of social media, we've been able to make this into a profession and be able to make money from our fans and from other companies. So we're in this like brand new world right now of like new waters that none of us have ever traversed before.
Mm-hmm. Harrison, did you think that your foray into cosplay would lead you to now a full business based around it and prop making?
No, and to be honest, for a long time I kind of resisted it. I was a graphic designer, and I remember people always telling me you should never make your hobby your job because you'll grow to hate your hobby. So for the first 3 to 4 years that I was doing prop making, people would tell me, oh, you should quit your job, do this full time. And I, no, there's no money in it, and I'm going to stick with graphic design. And that was clearly not the way of things. I quit my full-time job 7 years ago, and I've been running my studio ever since. We actually have 4 employees full-time now, and so, not only am I supporting myself, I'm supporting 3 other guys in their life, which is pretty cool.
That's pretty incredible, yeah. Becka, what's been your experience? I mean, do you feel like cosplay is more culturally acceptable now as a maybe career choice?
Yeah, I definitely think it's more culturally accepted. I think that cosplay has become something that's more mainstream. A lot more people know about it. I think it's easier to have it become a profession or something that you can at least make some money from. For me, I've taken a more educational route. So cosplay per se it doesn't really create a lot of income for me, but it's an avenue that allows me to find different sources of income that way.
Mm-hmm. So the reason we're talking about this today is Japan recently announced the first cosplay-specific agency. So do you think a cosplay-specific agency could exist in the West? I mean, Stella, I know you have agency representation, but it's not specifically for cosplayers, right?
Yeah, my agency represents a lot of different nerd media, so like Twitch streamers, pro gamers, and just like other social media influencers, but they don't concentrate specifically on cosplay. And I don't know if there are any companies that concentrate on specifically cosplay, but it'd be awesome to